Good morning. I've not done any posts on my fitness page for quite a while. When I say quite a while, probably a couple of years. Basically, the reason for that is I've been away doing security work, working abroad, working away, and doing various other things. And I got lucky doing a job where it combines both aspects of my personal training slash fitness side and the security aspect of what I'm trained in. Today's little vlog is going to be about the fundamentals that's required from an individual, from yourself. If you're serious about having a healthier lifestyle and feeling a little bit better about yourself, and I'm going to touch upon a few bullet points for you, and what is required. And a lot of it is just common sense. A lot of it the people will know already, but I think it's always worth reiterating. And I'd like to give you my sort of view on things, and on what sort of things you would need within your own self to get you going forward to where you want to be. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is discipline. Discipline in everything, from the moment you get up to the moment you go to sleep, from the preparation and planning for your day. I'm not just talking about the point of going to the gym and training. I'm talking about everything. So if we can nail that down, if we can get up when an alarm goes off, and not keep on snooze and snooze and snooze and snooze and snooze, and giving ourselves very little time and rushing ourselves to get to work, to get in that car, to defrost the car, straight away we're starting off on a bad vibe. Get up when we're supposed to get up. Then what we should do then? Shower, brush our teeth, shave, make your bed. Start doing things that give you a little bit of little bit of sense of satisfaction, which will set you up for the rest of the day. So attack the day. Very easy to say, and most people do these things regardless, but you'd be surprised the amount of people that don't make their beds, that don't have that won't brush their teeth, that their clothes will be lying on the floor, there'll be complete chaos, and you start off bad, you'll finish bad. So if you start off with a sense of discipline, just some basic things within your life, then straight away you've got that organisation, you've got a clear mind, you've got a clear focus, okay? Then if we transfer that to our training regime and our nutritional plans and what have you, then you'll be able to see things through to the end state. So you set yourself up goals, you write them down, and what do I want to do? I want to gain muscle in my all over, or I want to lose a few pounds, or whatever your goal is. Just make sure it's specific, make sure it's achievable, it's realistic, and obviously it's got to be targeted. And what I've done there is use something called the SMART principle. Okay, SMART, SMART. Just make sure it's specific. Okay, but certainly it's got to be achievable. All right, but be honest to yourself. Give yourself a time frame, It's going to take me 12 weeks for me to notice anything, any sort of differences within my body. That's why you see all these 90-day plans and 12-week plans, because fitness trainers, personal trainers, whatever they want to call themselves, lifestyle gurus, they all know that it takes 3 months, really, to see a significant change for the average person, Unless, of course, you go on fasting yourself for been, 14 days or whatever, just doing a water fast, and you'll see a change rapidly. But yeah, you're just going to lose a lot of water, all that sort of thing. You're going to lose weight very, very, very quickly. But as soon as you go back onto eating, you're going to put it all back on again. Okay, so it's yo-yo dieting. But there are other reasons for water fasting and juice fasting, health benefits and all that sort of thing. But that's another conversation that we can have later on down the line. Mindset. Monday, I've got little bullet points next to me phone. Got to have the right mindset. You've got to want to do it. normally what it takes for something to click in the mind is normally an event where you've been told by your doctor that you must lose weight, otherwise, you're going to die. You've got clinical obesity. So it normally takes somebody to hit rock bottom for them to action. Or it just could be anything. But for me, I was obese, fat, for the want of another colloquial term. And what my sort of trigger, and this was 10 years ago now, was that I was struggling to do my bootlaces up. I was struggling to cut my toenails. I hear myself breathing, and I caught myself, and I see this big white mass below my chest, my stomach, and I thought, right, this has got to stop. This has got to change. So my mindset was, right, firstly, I need a good nutritional action plan. I called it a diet, okay? But it's a nutritional action plan. I need to stick to it. I need to exercise daily. So I did. So within sort of going from 9.5, nearly 20 stone, within 4 months, I was down to sort of not just hovering above 15 stone. So that's a lot of weight very, very quickly. And probably too quickly, really. But that was my mindset. And it took me from the January of 2009 to the May of 2009 to lose all that weight. But I trained every single day. I ate well, I ate clean, I ate lean. I just reduced my portions down. But with the food I was eating the right foods. I wasn't eating any soda drinks. So your Coca-Colas and your Fantas and your other drinks with high sugar within the ingredients, the content of those drinks. I wasn't anyway, but I was drinking, full fat milk, butter, all your natural fats, your animal fats, your lard, your beef dripping, your goose fat, in very small amounts. But yeah, I was just watching my diet, and I was recording everything as well. So I recorded everything I was writing down. So I kept like a diary. And this is way before I qualified, I will say 2 years before I qualified for being a personal trainer when I was in the forces. And losing all this weight and getting back into fitness actually inspired me to go on and do a level 3 qualification in advanced personal training through Premier Training. That's what inspired me. I inspired myself. So the mindset, this is what wonderful things can happen. You can just all of a sudden go from being pretty sort of low in your mood and what have you, then just by that little bit of activation, that little bit of training, that whatever it is, whether it be a fast walk with a dog, a light jog, on the rowing machine, or whatever it is that you do to get that heart rate slightly elevated and to get a sweat on. So what that does then, we all know that releases the happy chemicals, the endorphins and what have you in the brain, and it makes us feel better about ourselves. It makes us feel wonderful. Now, when I was in the British Army, one of our regiments, which is the Royal Army Physical Training Corps, they're the guys that obviously, the name is in the title, but they do all our physical training. They're responsible for all that. But they've got a great motto, and in Latin, it's mens sana corpora sana, which means fitness in mind, body and self, loosely translated from Latin. But it's so true, fitness in mind, body, then yourself, okay? The two are interlinked, the mental state and the body as well, the two go together. So that's important. What I'm going to talk about next, I'm going to go on to willpower. It's no good. It's not anything. If again, I'll refer back to what I know best. I spent 23 years in the British military, and throughout those years, what I did, I learned from day one pretty much. My basic military training back in 1988. If you want to do something, and you want to achieve something, you have to believe in yourself. You have got to want to do it. You've got a need to do it. That's the way I look at things. Right? I wanted to pass out of my basic military training. I wanted to earn my berry and my regimental cap badge and the uniform. I wanted to earn that. I wanted to have that feeling of belonging, that feeling of self-respect, self-worth. I was 17 at the time. I didn't know what all this meant. All I know I wanted to do is no way I was going to let myself down. There's no way I was going to go home back to my parents with my tail between my legs. So I grizzled it out. It wasn't easy. We had a lot of people start, and we had quite a few fail as well, the ones that decided it wasn't for them. But for me, my mindset was absolutely tunnel vision, and I could see an end, and I thought, there's no way. It just was never going to happen. So with a mindset like that, when you totally believe in yourself that there is no other possible outcome than you making it, passing, graduating, losing the weight, getting stronger, getting fitter, getting faster, whatever it is, if you truly believe that is the only path, that is the only way that you are going to do it, you'll do it. You see these guys go on television awards and Oscars awards, and they come out with things saying like, oh yeah, if you've got a dream, then you can pursue it, then you can do all this, and just believe in yourself. But you know what? I've often thought when I've seen celebrities saying things like that, I think, well, it's easy for you to say. Well, it is easy for you to say, because I've worked with people of this ilk, and the one common thread they have is a burning desire, and to be honest with you, quite selfish, not in a bad way. They are so driven. They are so driven to whatever it is that is, to be successful, to be a good actor, to be a good sportsman, sports player, or whatever it is. Now, you can apply, it's basic human behavior, but you can imply that onto yourself. I want to lose that weight. I'm going to lose this weight. That's it. Sentence, full stop. I will lose this weight. Okay, it's January now. In June, I'm going to be a different person. If you truly believe that will happen. If you've got the discipline, if you've got the willpower, you'll do it. It is that. That is, I can't really expand on that. I'm not going to come out with some wishy-washy great statement or anything like that, but you've got to want to do it. It's like stopping smoking. It's like stopping alcohol. Whatever it is, you've got to want to. If you kind of like the idea of doing it, but deep down, nah, you'll never achieve anything. But if you can do one thing and say to yourself, man, I want to look good in a t-shirt this summer. I'm not very confident about taking my t-shirt off or taking me, or whatever it is. But if you can challenge that head on and look it in the eyes and step out yourself and say, look, I've got to do this. There's no two ways about it. I'm doing it. Then do it. Do it. Don't talk. Do it. Write it down, what you want to do. Put it on your fridge or wherever you go into, in your mirror, in your bathroom, or wherever you're going to post it, get a A4, print it out on the computer, whatever. Whatever it is that you need to do, then do it. Have a plan. Okay? Have a plan. Then see it through to the end. But then once you see it through to the end, you'll get to that point. You think, well, there is no end. I'm carrying on down this path. I'm going to remain fit, healthy. I want to breathe clearly. I want to carry on feeling great the way I feel right now. My self-esteem, my confidence, my productivity in my private life and in my working life is through the roof. Because we go back to that thing, the fitness in mind, body, and then your soul, yeah? In yourself. Okay. Training. What sort of training do you need to be doing? Well, what do you think you need to be doing? Okay. Do you think you need to be lifting up big heavy weights for 20 minutes and going home? Doing it once a week, do you think that's going to be enough? Or do you think just running once or twice a week, is that going to be enough? Well, it's individualized. There's no right or wrong. All I would say to people, and what I've said to clients in the past that I've trained, you've got to do what's right for you. But all I say to people is do something every day for 30 minutes that raises your heart rate. Go for a walk. Everybody has got 30 minutes. Okay? It's 24 hours in a day. Do something that raises and elevates your heart rate. There's all this technology now. We've got watches, iWatches, Fitbits, and other sort of things that, you know, if we know that our normal heart rate is around about, I don't know, 75, 85, whatever it is, then we know that if we can hit 110, 120, regarding, you know, looking at your age and that, but I think 120 in most people's ages, you know, when we look at the BMI thing and all the rest of it, we're not going to go into maximum heart rate and talking all about that just yet. But if we can just raise our heart rate, and you don't really need all this technology, you know, when you're finding it hard to breathe, when you're walking fast, that's how you want to be. Okay, you want to be sweating. All right. So if we can do that every day, whatever it is, you don't need to have a gym membership. You don't need to go to the gym. You probably don't need a personal trainer. Some people do because they need that extra sort of drive coming from somebody else. And great, you know. But if you can do that most days, I would say every day, then great, you know, even if it's just a walk. If we're training specific, if we're looking at losing a bit of body fat and putting on a bit of muscle, then yeah, we want to go and do something that's going to put resistance through our body. Again, it doesn't have to be lifting weights. It can be just your own body weight. You don't have to go to a gym. You can just do body weight exercises. Because the way I look at it, if you can't lift your body around and do press-ups and do sit-ups and lift your body, then what's the point of doing weights? Let's use what we've got. It's free. It's our own body weight. And there's a million and one different exercises and things that you can do in the home, in the garden, without ever having to step foot into a gym. If that isn't your thing, you don't need to go there. Okay, a lot of people have gym memberships. They enter contracts. And I know because I've worked in that world. I've been a club manager at one of these corporate gyms, and they're just after memberships. They're after your money. They don't really care about you as an individual. They say they will, obviously, but deep down, it's all about numbers. It's all about sales, and that's all. They don't really care about the individual's needs, in my opinion. So you've got a lot of these budget gyms now that, you know, they've got them, so they're non-contractual, so you can pay 10, 15 quid a month, whatever it is, and if it's not for you, you can just leave and there's no recourse. But like you say, you don't need any of these things. You've got the beautiful great outdoors wherever you live in the world. Use what's around you. Okay, go online, there's loads of stuff on YouTube. I'll be another YouTube video for you. But there's a lot of stuff out there that can certainly you can certainly utilize. Okay, support network. Are you one of these people that requires a support network around you? Do you need to tap into somebody and say, look, this is what I've done? Fine. Get your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, friends, an extended family, and let them know if you like. You want to let them know, look, this is the path and the plan that I want to go down. This is what I want to do. This is what I need to do for my own health. Or this is what I want to do because I just want to better myself physically and mentally. Tell them, if you like. Tell them this is what you want to do. So they'll be like, you know, hey, Tony, how you getting on, man? You've been training, 2 weeks? You're looking good, you know. So getting compliments when people start to notice things, it makes you feel better. It makes you feel good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people don't wish to, they want to keep it themselves. But I would also suggest have a good support network around you. So so everybody's pulling in the same direction as you. That's going forward, all right? So even if they're not training, but they can see that then you will, you know, you'll inspire other people, believe it or not. You'll think, well, how can I? All I'm doing is doing what I'm doing. I'm just going, you know, I'm going to the gym, I'm going down the park, I'm walking, I'm doing a few bodyweight exercises, I've got a little bit of sweat, I've lost a few pounds, I'm feeling a bit leaner, a little bit more toned, I feel good about myself, man, you know. So if you want people to say, you're looking good, that's great, isn't it? It's great when somebody tells you that you look good, you look better, Christ, you look younger. Get a support network around you. I'd highly recommend it. My next point, log keeping, diary keeping, I should say. Keep a log. Write down what you've done. Okay. I did 35 minutes with the dog in the park. we walked 35 minutes on the lead. I deliberately didn't let them off the lead because I wanted to walk at a pace. Write that down. Or I went to the gym and I had a great session. I did a spin set. Just write whatever it is you do in your training. Keep a diary. Then write underneath what you've done. Write how you felt, how you feel in that moment. Then also record the things you've eaten as well. What have I eaten today? I've eaten blah, 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 blah. What I had breakfast. I had this. Keep a diary. Very important, because when we look back, we can record our progress. And once it's committed to pen to paper in the diary, it's not just thoughts in our head, it becomes real. That's what we really did. It's documented. It's evidence for ourselves. These are all tools to help ourselves. So certainly I'd say that's a good idea. In fact, I'd almost say it's a must. Any thoughts you have, write them down. Again, a lot of people go, too much like, oh, it's not too much like hard work. It takes seconds or minutes, depends on how much you want to write, to write down quickly what you've done, what you've achieved. Let's go back to discipline. So that's the discipline part. It ain't much. But for some people, it's even watching this video, if people are still with me after 21 minutes and 25 seconds, I'll be surprised. A lot of people don't want to hear it because they all know it's the truth. They all know what I'm telling you. Everybody knows what I'm telling them is common sense. Excuse me. Please excuse me 1 minute. My throat's a little bit croaky. Ah, man. So yeah, keep a log, keep a diary. And as if by magic, okay, it's my diary. What have I written in there? You see, it's all the little points, all the little things that I write, okay, to keep a record of stuff. It's reminders, what I've been doing training-wise, use it. Easy. I'm going to come on to the last 3 points of my little spiel. And believe it or not, the most important, rest, recovery and sleep. Rest. So important. People think that all the work's done in the gym or whatever it is that we do where we train. It isn't that, the work's done there, but the real work is done is when we rest and we recover and sleep, okay? That's when the body is making its adaptations, it's making its changes, okay? There's a lot of stuff going inside the brain, inside the muscles, because when we're exercising them, we are breaking down the fibers and the muscle filaments, and they're going to grow back slightly bigger, okay? But in the process of them doing that, they need energy to do that. So the energy that you require is fat, good fats, okay? And this is where all this is done when we're asleep at night, okay? So it's so important that we rest, okay, to aid recovery and to sleep. So the sleep patterns, when I've worked with elite athletes, actually not in a fitness front, but on a security detail. So it was very interesting for me from the perspective of seeing how these elite athletes were trained, how their nutrition was everything was done for them basically, and rightly so, because that's the level those guys are at. So everything's recorded. Everything is recorded. When they come in the morning, they'd have these interns there saying, how would you rate yourself out of 10 in terms of your sleep last night? And that'd be recorded. Each training session. Okay, how do you rate that? Blah, blah, blah. And they'd write down, or so the elite athlete would then say to the physiotherapist or the sports scientist, I should say, not the physio, the sports scientist, and say, yeah, I feel this is what grade I give myself. So it's all geared towards, the recording side of things, but the recovery, the sleep, we must make sure when we go to sleep, we have no distractions. Because when you exercise, you sleep better. Okay, there's no miracle of life. If you exercise, I guarantee you're going to sleep lovely. It's going to be great. You'll wake up in the morning, especially after the first few days, you'll feel a bit, but once your body's made those adaptations and those changes, you're going to feel pretty good. So I would say you're going to need 8 hours. Most humans will need about 8 hours, Kip. All right? As a minimum. So if we can make sure we've got no distractions, we've got the TV off, we've got the cell phone off, we've got the curtains closed, so it's nice and dark, so conditions are conducive to you sleeping well. All right, the sheets are clean. Okay, everything is in there to make ourselves restful and for us to sleep well. Okay, like I say, that is when the real work is done. Because you ain't sleeping, you ain't recovering. If you're all over the place, then that's not good. It's not good at all. If you have issues with sleep, then obviously I would speak to a medical professional and get that sorted. Or it could be something as simple as that, the fact that your sheets might need cleaning, or your mattress is old, or maybe you should turn a mattress, the pillows are wrong, maybe it was the last time you bought yourself a new duvet, it was the last time you bought yourself some new cushiony pillows and what have you, You've got to value these things because we spend half our lives sleeping, don't we, just about. So, it's important that we've got to, I've always thought, my wife and I will never ever, we've never skimped, or we've never tried to save money when it comes to buying beds, because we spend about a lot of our life there, so it's important that we sleep well and have a good night's sleep. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to wrap up now because my voice is starting to go a bit croaky. I've got a frog in my throat. But listen, so key things then: discipline, nutrition, a good mindset, the willpower to do, training. What sort of training are we going to do? How are we going to do it? When, where are we going to do it? We can do it in a house. We can do it in a garden. We can go down the local park. If we want, we can go at the gym. Millions of things. Support network. Get your family and friends on board. Tell them. Diary. Man, you've got to keep your diary. Keep a log of what you do. Really important. Rest. Got to rest up. Okay? Got to rest up. Eat well. Got to eat well. Okay? Eat clean. Recovery. Sleep. Got to sleep correctly. Got to sleep well. Okay? So, I hope this video has been useful to you. It's the first one I've done like this for quite a long time. Let me know what you think. If I suck, tell me I suck. I don't care. Don't be a troll. If you like what I like, if you like what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, there's a whole stack of videos out there, then please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I don't just do fitness stuff or lifestyle stuff. I do all sorts of stuff. I've had an interesting and varied life, and I want to tell you about it. And I want you to come on board. And this is my life. This is what I do. I do all sorts. Okay, so as well as a personal trainer, I'm a close protection officer. They used to call it a bodyguard. I'm also soon to be qualified in reflexology, doing sports massage therapy, deep tissue, soft tissue. I'm also I'm an instructor as well, or a teacher. I have an award in education and training over here in UK. So yeah, I've got various skill sets, but I ain't just going to talk about fitness. I ain't just going to talk about lifestyle. I'm going to talk about all sorts of things, and these are my muses. you know, what I will say is before ever seeking out on any sort of fitness journey, it might be worthwhile going into your local GP or general practitioner, that was what they call them over here in the UK, or doctor. So go to your local doctor's surgery, say, hey doc, you know, can you just check my blood pressure, you know, all that sort of stuff, and make sure that I'm okay to go. Always worthwhile doing that, you know, if you have any concerns, and please seek a medical professional. I'm not a medical professional, okay, I can't diagnose or give you a prognosis or anything like that. But what I can do is give you well-educated advice, okay, well-educated advice from years of experience, okay? So yeah, please do seek medical advice if you have any concerns or issues. If you don't, then please, you know, go ahead. But remember, I must caveat everything I've said, okay? Be careful when you're training, be aware of your surroundings, make sure you don't injure yourself, be safe, and be aware of people around you. Like I say, be aware of your surrounds, okay? And have that situational awareness, okay? So you know what's going on. Make sure it's safe to exercise in that area. Some people can be a bit funny if you're in the local parks, but hey, do what you got to do. Enjoy yourself, stay safe, and work hard and be happy. Happy's more important than anything else. Happiness is what we all seek. God bless you. Thank you.